Hello children, today we are going to learn lesson number 4, part 1. Your fourth lesson is how the traders became rulers. In chapter 1, Arrival of Europeans in India, we discussed how the British came to India as traders and gradually acquired considerable political power in both Bengal and the Deccan. By the mid of 18th century, the British had started to emerge as a strong power on the Indian political horizon. Do you know that the British came to India only for trade? Initially, they took permission to trade in Indian states. Then, how did they become the rulers of entire India? The history of the British rule arouses many such questions. Let us revise how the British came to India and how they started to establish their rule over the Indians. The foundation of the British Empire. Initially, the British came to India only for trade and they established East India Company in different parts of India. The Battle of Plassey was fought between Sirajuddaula and the British in 1757 CE. The British proved victorious, which marked the beginning of the British rule in India. After the Battle of Buxar in 1764, there was diarchy or dual government in Bengal. The system of diarchy or dual government means the company controlled the revenue without any administrative power, while the Nawab still had the administrative responsibilities with no resources to run the administration. This means that after the Battle of Buxar in Bengal, there started the diarchy or dual government system. Under this system, the revenue was collected by the company, but they had no administrative power, while the Nawab of Bengal had the administrative responsibilities, but they had no resources to run the administration. Under this system, Bengal suffered tremendously. In 1772, diarchy system ended with the coming of Warren Hastings, and Bengal came under the company's direct administration. That means in 1772, after the ending of diarchy system, the power, the administrating power and the collection of revenue was controlled by the East India Company. With the rich province of Bengal as the base, the English East India Company embarked on the policy of expansion of its territorial possessions in India. Means at that time Bengal was very rich provinces. So the British East India Company started some policy like subsidiary alliance and the doctrine of lapse for the expansion of their territorial possessions in India. When the British came to India, there were many small and large states in our country, but there was no internal unity among them. Sometimes a king took the help of the British army to defeat another king. No king had the foresight to see the welfare of the whole nation. Within a century, almost the entire Indian subcontinent came under the British control. In this chapter, we will learn more about how the foundation of the British Empire was laid. Wellesley and Subsidiary Alliance. At that time, French also the powerful European country in India. So, the British wanted to ensure that the French did not become powerful in India. So, Governor General Lord Wellesley introduced a new policy of subsidiary alliance in 1798 to expand British rule, the supreme power in the native states of India. He devised a plan to gain control over India without carrying out direct wars. The aim of Lord Wellesley was conquer the territories of India through their policy of subsidiary alliance without the direct wars. Under the subsidiary alliance policy, the Indian rulers accepting the subsidiary alliance with the British had to disband their armies, keep British forces within their territory, and also agreed to pay for their maintenance. It means that the subsidiary alliance is if any Indian rulers accepting the subsidiary alliance policy with the British, that Indian ruler had to disperse their armies. Instead of that, they had to keep the British armies within their territories and also agreed to pay for their maintenance. Means, and that Indian ruler had to keep or to take care the British armies in their territories. If the Indian rulers could not make the payment, the part of their territory was taken away as penalty. It means that if any Indian ruler accepted the subsidiary alliance policy with the British, they had to pay for the maintenance of British army. If any Indian ruler could not pay, the part of their territory was taken away as penalty or punishment by the British. They were to keep a British resident at their court and expel all non-English foreigners from their kingdom. It means that the Indian ruler who accepted the subsidiary alliance policy with the British, they were to take care of the residents of the British people in their territory and had to forcefully leave all the non-English foreigners. Non-English foreigners are Portuguese, French, Dutch, etc. from their kingdom. You know that the other Europeans, that is Portuguese, French, Dutch, etc., also came to India for trading, and gradually they also tried to build their supremacy over India. Britishers tried to crush the all other Europeans in India. The ruler had to surrender control of all foreign affairs to the British and agree to abide by the decisions of the company. Means the British controlled all foreign affairs in their territory and they had to agree to accept the decisions of the company. If the Indian ruler did so, in return, the company promised to protect them from any internal or external danger. Internal or external danger means if any internal or external war came, the company protected that territory. Once again, what is the subsidiary alliance policy? Under the subsidiary alliance policy, which was implemented by Lord Wellesley, the Indian ruler who accepted the subsidiary alliance policy with the British, they had to disband their army, maintain a British force and the British resident, surrender his control over foreign policies to the British, and expel all non-British foreigners. If the Indian ruler did so, in return, the company promised to protect an Indian ruler. Subsidiary alliance acted like a slow poison for the princely states of India. The first Indian ruler to accept the subsidiary alliance was the Nizam of Hyderabad. The Nizam of Hyderabad was the first Indian ruler to accept the subsidiary alliance with the British in 1798. Nizam means the title of the hereditary ruler. The Indian states that became the victims of subsidiary alliance were Hyderabad, Mysore, Ayodhya, Jodhpur, Gaikwads of Vadodara, Peshwas of Pune, and Scindias of Gwalior. Many native kings became slaves of the British by accepting Lord Wellesley's subsidiary alliance. Wellesley implemented the divide and rule policy and expanded the British rule in India. The aim of Wellesley was, through the divide and rule policy, break the unity of the people, and took the advantage of this, expanded the British rule in India. The king who accepted subsidiary alliance felt safe and became irresponsible. Means the Indian rulers who accepted the subsidiary alliance with the Britishers, they felt that they were safe under the Britishers or under the company. So they became irresponsible over their territories. Consequently, what happened? There was absolute mismanagement of states. This is how the British benefited a lot due to subsidiary alliance. Means through the implementation of a subsidiary alliance policy, it was benefited to the Britishers. That is, they controlled over many parts of India without war. Next, Anglo-Mysore War. Anglo-Mysore War was the war between the British and the Kingdom of Mysore. The British fought long wars with the Kingdom of Mysore under Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan were the powerful ruler under the Kingdom of Mysore. Four battles were fought between the British and the Kingdom of Mysore. Tipu was heavily defeated in the Third Anglo-Mysore War. Tipu Sultan of Mysore refused to sign the subsidiary alliance with the Britishers, which led to the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Tipu died fighting at Seringapatam in Karnataka in 1799. After the British victory in the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War, Mysore was forced to become a subsidiary state. That is, now Mysore also controlled by the Britishers through the subsidiary alliance policy. Next, Anglo-Maratha Wars. This was the war between Maratha and the British. Maratha chiefs fought amongst themselves after the death of Nana Fadnavis. The British took advantage of the internal war among the Maratha chiefs, that is, the Peshwas, Gaikwads, Holkars, Bonslas, and Scindias. In the Anglo-Maratha Wars, the British completely broke the power of the Marathas. The title of the Peshwa was abolished, and the territories of Peshwa Baji Rao too were annexed to the British Empire. The other Maratha chiefs subsequently signed the Subsidiary Alliance Treaty. One by one, all the Maratha states became the victim of divide and rule policy of the British. The other states, namely Ayodhya, Gorakhpur, Tanjore, Karnataka, Farrukhabad, also suffered the same fate. In this way, within a span of 7 years, Wellesley expanded the company rule and made the British the supreme power in India. Here ends the first part of your fourth lesson. Thank you.